Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are doing wonderfully. Janet's putting on her kettle. Hello, replayers. I am trying to figure out my camera. My picture filled the screen when I pushed live, it went to a smaller scale. So I don't know what the problem is. My apologies to all. Eventually, I'll get it figured out. I just turned my camera to see if that helped. Nope, that's the wrong way. I want me at the bottom of the screen. I hope you all are doing well. I've put up a few mini little videos. Welcome, replayers. I hope you all like this and subscribe. I have a video of our trip to Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama. I have a video of our trip to the Ark Encounter in Williamstown, Kentucky. When we came home from Florida, we left the Pensacola area where we live. Drove up to Huntsville, which is our regular trip home. And good morning, Pam. Welcome. Janet's putting the kettle on. Which is our regular route. And then in Huntsville's where we saw Rocket Center, the birth of our space program. And then we moved on up to Kentucky. And then from Kentucky, we went through Cincinnati to Indiana to Illinois, stayed the night before the Ark, and then afterwards we stayed the night in Illinois, and then we got home Sunday morning, and I filmed a back to the farm video as I walked around and said hello to my flower beds and goats and the cow and the pigs. How are you, Pam? I hope you can hear me fine. Let me good, Pam. I guess you can hear me then since you answered. Hubby's still there, leaving tomorrow, isn't he? But that's rough. I may have to go to town and get Jackson. I don't know. He's not been feeling good, but he insisted on going. Of course, the last few days of school aren't the rough days to go. And he's going to want to see all those friends and that kind of stuff. You know how those last weeks are. Tomorrow is awards assembly. So we'll all go into that early in the morning. Oh my. Thank you, Janet. Got your tea now. I want to, I have some blueberries from my brother's that I want to get used up. We brought up, Greg found them in the freezer, and I'm wanting to make some blueberry scones. I've had to get off my bagel kick because I butter it and then I always put cream cheese on it, which makes it a lot like your Devonshire cream. Wonderful, Janet. I've already popped on a reminder on Bess and Mary's Facebook. So I need all of you to come down to Missouri today because I'm going to go upstairs and start working on my new craft room. Don't know that I'm going to paint. Painting was the first thought, but I don't know that I'm going to paint now because this is a 150-year-old house and the upstairs is part of that 150. And Greg says his mom painted it a few years back, but it's really cracked. It's old. And I don't know if painting will even stay on. Clotted cream, yes. That's quite fattening. But oh, so good, Janet. Oh, so good. Well, while I was in Florida, I went to Katie's Tribe of Five. And I got some goodies. And it accidentally got here to Missouri. But that's okay. Emerson saw the package and was so excited because, as she calls it, fan mail. And then when we opened it, she goes, "Well, that's boring." Yeah, she wasn't excited, but I am. This is a thank you note. It's some of that cool yarn that you can get. I guess I could go ahead and take some of these out. I've got all of the fun yarn I'll ever need. I will never need an inch more. Between what Selena has given me and what I already had. Oh, goodness. But this is pretty. That'd be pretty in my blue journal. Be pretty in the blue journal. And then I got this, which is another thank you. So if anybody needs some of this kind of yarn, let me know. Though some of this, I am wanting to make a scrap basket crochet one. Oh, he's got into kindergarten testing today. Well, that's not fun. Our kids are, well, Emerson said they played games all day. And the teacher played with them. Here's just some pretty yellow ribbon. I'll put all this in my ribbon box for now. Then this is the strips of fabric. I just love getting strips of fabric. I use a lot of it. And I got 2 packages of this because I really liked the fabric. Good morning, Sandy. I hope everything is going wonderful for you. We're having a beautiful day up here in northern Missouri. Kindergarten graduation. Our kids had preschool graduation, not kindergarten. But anyway, isn't that pretty? I think that's French on there. And like I said, I got 2 packages of that. He's learning and growing. That's so true. And I've noticed just a bit, look at all this, a big difference in Emerson after first grade. She is Southeast Kansas. Okay. I knew you were in the Midwest, but I couldn't remember where. So I have this beautiful stuff. I have some of this. I'm not taking it all out because it'll stay cleaner, even though I'll put it in my box of ribbons. Isn't that neat? I just love this kind of stuff. But like I said, I want to make a scrap basket. And wouldn't a lot of these be pretty? My pink journal. Katie Tribe of 5 really packages nice. So anyway, I packed everything in the coolers. And Greg was in no hurry for the coolers. Oh, this is neat. Well, when Emerson got here Sunday afternoon after being at the zoo, London's lovely too. Good. Pam, are you having great weather? And so once she got here, she stayed up here with Hannah. Oh, look at those pom-poms. Neat, Katie, neat. Those pom-poms are pretty. Those would be pretty on with couching. If I could figure out how to sew those on a project Dress-A-Girl. Any suggestions? I don't know how to even do that. So, hi, Margaret. How are you? So glad to see you here. So, Emerson, of course, she sees anything closed. That's why my son calls her Tinker Tim. Because if she sees anything closed, she's got to see what's in it. I'm finishing my cup of coffee. So, she had to see what was in those ice chests. I said, why don't we empty those? Because remember, I think filling them's what did my back in and going through all Selena's stuff. And so she did. Oh, it was wonderful. Except it all ended up on the table and on the counter over here. So, needless to say, we have a mess. Now, this was a neat pocket in this fabric or paper, I should say. And this is paper that will go in my, you got your coffee. Oh, good, Margaret. Doing good. In my sewing journal. But she also stuffed the inside. But I think I'm going to cut this in half and then stick it like on the inside of the journal. I don't know. Oh, well, here's, ooh, I don't want to lose that little locket. Okay, here's a neat idea. Okay, Janet, with all your little hearts. I think, though, this is on iron-on interfacing or whatever they use. And then I've got, oh, look at this paper, tissue paper. Hi, Lori. You're jelly plating. Imagine that. And then look at these little girls. And a library pocket, a frame, die cut frame, embossed frame. Oh, these are neat. I've not seen Rolodex paper in other colors. I've just seen the white. Oh, this is neat. I'm putting them over here on this little tray so I don't ram my finger in it. Oh, that's cool. That'll go with the mustaches, won't it? And then I got some slides in there. Doily. Emerson saw some doilies. Jelly plate. She's really gotten so she's thinking and planning and engineering things. And I mean, like when she saw all the jelly plating stuff that, you know, for marking and stuff, she went right to putting it up. And cool beans. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this pretty flower. I love flowers. And then there's this, where they took the different pictures. Jana, we've made slow stitching to go with this. I remember doing that. You came up with the idea. Some Tim Holtz paper, I think. Love it. Love it. Love it, Katie. Seems forever ago. And then the main thing I was wanting were these upholstery fabrics for my mats. And I've got a lot, but I try and pick these up when I can because isn't that pretty? I don't see them all the time, but this is more fabric, but it's still upholstery. But see, this is even big enough. I could do a little bitty stool. My husband's finally ready to do some painting. Yes, Janet. So I get moved upstairs, then we'll start in here on the living room, probably not till fall. And we're going to make this back into a living room. So we'll start either in here, the kitchen, or bedroom. Look at this. Again, it's not quite as heavy as upholstery fabric that I have, but I can do a lot with this. Journal covers. Look at this one. Now, this is heavier and lots of texture on it. And I wanted the texture. Somebody could sit and just feel this if they wanted to. Good morning, Gail. Welcome, welcome. I just love feeling this stuff. How's my internet? Am I blurring out on you? Talk among yourselves. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. And then awesome, Gail. Oh, Sandy. Doesn't take much to send us back to our little ones, does it? So this one will be another lightweight mat. Could almost make 2 out of some of these. And then here's another one. If I find where she folded it up. Look at this green. This may be what I do a stool on. Maybe paint my living room. I'm thinking of just doing the whole house in white. Keep it simple. Radiography. Isn't that pretty? Very textured. I need to redo my mother-in-law's sewing stools, but I'm going to have to bring up my upholstery fabric, I think, for that. So I have more. These are not quite big enough. Oh, she did. Elizabeth missed out. Was she sick that day? Jackson came home yesterday and Emerson showed up. Greg brought her up. And I said, Jackson, bring you up? She said, no, Papa. She said, Jackson must be tired of me. And I said, why? She said, he was grumpy with me on the bus. She said, we got off the bus. He didn't say anything to anybody. He went straight to his room. Well, come to find out. Oh, the pandemic. Yes. Had migraine. And when Andy and Nikki came up to get Emerson, this is another pretty one. I asked him about Jackson, and Andy said he's sound asleep. He walked in, went straight through the house, down the stairs, and I don't know why he didn't go in the outside door. But anyway, got a walk-in door there to go into the basement. But he said he followed him, went to his room, because Emerson had said he went straight downstairs to his room. And Andy followed him to see if he was okay, and he was sound asleep already. So then when he woke up, he still had a little bit of a headache. And kids asked him, why didn't you tell somebody and call? He said, well, Nurse Denny won't let anybody go home with just a headache. He just tells us we'll be okay. And Andy told him, he said, there's a difference between a headache and a severe migraine that you get. And they have written that down, and they're supposed to let him call for somebody to come get him. And so he insisted he took ibuprofen. This feels good. Lori, you would love sitting here feeling this screen. And so they told him to call. They filled out all the paperwork so that he can call. Oh, he's had migraines for a couple of years now. He gets them from his mom and her mom, and her sister get them. So, I love feeling this. This is so soft. But he can usually sleep it off, but when he woke up, he crawled up on his mom's lap. So here she got to hold and cuddle her 10-year-old boy. They don't cuddle much anymore, do they, Pam, once they get to be big kids? But he wanted to go today. They're still doing community-wide cleanup where for 2 days the school kids, K through high school, clean up. Emerson said they didn't do much. They played games all day. So anyhow, I told her I could go get him. And she said that, she goes, of all days for them not to let him call, there were 3 people that could go get him. She was at work, but Andy, Greg, and I could have all run in. So I went and got my groceries yesterday, Gail. I had to drive 80 miles round trip. But I went to Aldi's, I went to a thrift store, and I Walmart. We have a little bitty grocery store up in town. So a lot of things are hard to get here in town, and we're supposed to be getting a Dollar General food thing. So it is. Now it's the same town that Emerson does her dance classes. So the kids usually, when they take her, they get their groceries while they're over there. But you just learn to stock up. You know, you don't buy a can or two of something. You buy 5 or 6. And we're not used to it now because we've lived in close to, 400 grocery stores and everything else. But we always have done that. So, it's not something we think so much about. And but it is a haul. You stock up for, snowstorms, and we freeze milk. We take half of a gallon and pour part of it into half a gallon we've washed out. And then we freeze milk and we freeze cheese and all that kind of stuff. So we always have plenty. We don't have to worry about running out of food by any means of the imagination. But we had some dry goods here, and we had, food that hadn't gone bad in 4 months by any means and stuff, but we had meat in the freezer. So I wouldn't have had to have gone yesterday, but it's so nice. Gil, we have one huge deep freeze on the back porch. Then we have a side-by-side refrigerator, so that has a little bit in it. Those don't hold much. And then the kids down home have 3 or 4 freezers. And I think we have a freezer in the basement. I think. I don't remember if it's still working. I don't go down there. Because we have all the garden stuff we freeze, and we have our own meat. And then when we stock up on groceries. So, yes, freezers are our friend. And I had she's like a mother to me. And she was one time telling me she froze gravy. And she says, I've never found anything I can't freeze. She said some things don't freeze as well. Some freeze things you can't freeze for very long. So I thought, oh, okay. So I've learned to freeze a lot of things. If I make like spaghetti, instead of eating that, all week long, because I can't make just a little spaghetti, I'll freeze it up. It just works so much better that way. I am going to start with SMB Designs, which is Steffi. She used to be Thread and Glue Designs. Yeah, I mean, freezing is just so practical. And I figure we can buy it frozen, so. But I want to do another sewing journal because I still have so much stuff. And I wanted to show you this design. I will put a link to Steffi's channel. She does not sell on Etsy. She sells on Ko-fi or Coffee, or however you say it. And she was generous to not only print this all off, but mailed it to me. And so I want to make a journal with it. So Path headquarters. My fabric is too yummy to cut up. Fabricologist buttons. She is also doing this on her channel. And I think Jen Ren Scraps too. Hi, Marty. I am home on the farm, Marty. I about had Emerson today. She wouldn't get up to go to school. She was too tired. So Andy was tired of dealing with her. Wanted, criminal with sewing machine. Police SAG. She is following up of police say. She is following a pattern. So this, if you're wanting to do a sewing journal, this is a really darling journal. And I wanted to show it to you to help Steffi out. I need to move it up, don't I? So you can see it much better. I did one fabric journal and I have so much left over. Didn't want to go. Emerson even wants to go to summer school next week. And Greg said that, Andy said he told her he wasn't fighting her to get up. Either she got up and went, or she missed. It's just so pretty. So I got a lot of fussy cutting to do. Look at those pretty tags. And a lot of this I won't use in one journal, but I'll have it left over. And some of these quotes I can put in my other journal. I'm sure there's room. I am creative. You can't expect me to be neat too. So much to do, so little time. I'm old spool. Fabricologist, Pam, here's you. Yeah, especially, Gail, if they don't like school. Emerson loves school, so she gets right up. That's right, they're going anyway. Pam, one who has perfected the game of stashing fabric away. You're a fabricologist along with me. And then look at these yummy. Some of these I'm going to coffee dye. Look at this one. No, she feels fine. But Andy said she won't go to sleep at night. He put her to bed. She was about asleep on his lap cuddling. And so he said, sis, you've got to go to bed. You're going to fall asleep on my lap. And well, Marty, there's a story about that. But he said at 8:30, he put her to bed, read to her, all their nighttime ritual. And at 10 o'clock, he was upstairs working, and he could still hear her talking to herself. She'll talk to her stuffed animals. She'll rearrange them. She'll come in. I need a drink. I need something to eat. I have to go to the bathroom. And she's practically walking in her sleep, but she won't give it up. So I don't know what the deal is. I think, and she's been that way since day one. But these have all kinds of words. So I'll coffee dye that too. Haberdashery. I just love that word. I think it's so fun to say. These are just different, more sewing words. And then here's her paper. This is a gorgeous pack. And I don't usually use packs because we don't have a colored printer and hubby's not going to use the ink, but she even used her good paper. Yeah, Gail, I think she's going to grow out of it. There aren't many 16-year-olds that won't go to their room and take a nap. So Andy was the same way, but he forgets that. But he did better at that age if we let him sleep on the floor by his bed. Look at that. Stephanie does such a great job. Wasn't that kind, Janet? So kind. Look at this one with all the lace. The floss down here in threads. Here's more with the lace. I love her kids. And she's been very generous at sending me. Oh, this one goes. Oh, this way. There you go. So this will be, I even like that, where it's just that muted paper. Look at this one. Looks like a beautiful piece of fabric, doesn't it? Aren't they, Marty? Yes, Emerson was quite mad. They drove up and saw that we were already here. Well, everybody knew we were coming in on Sunday but her. They wanted to surprise her. Well, we all got a lecture on lying and how it's not like, this is like a burlap. Oh, look at this one. That gorgeous. I think that goes on the top. Yeah. Lectured on lying. And that it's not nice to lie and that people won't believe you. She called her dad a liar, liar, pants on fire when she realized we were here. He had told her we weren't coming till tomorrow. And she told him the importance of telling the truth, and it was quite funny. Would not give me a hug. Jackson jumped out and we both got hugs. But look at that lace. And I've got some of these laces, so it'll be fun to add them into the journal to go with it. I know, Gail, it's going to be bad. And the tooth fairy, yes, and the tooth fairy. And oh, these are gorgeous. Thank you so much, Steffi. I have these up here. She sent them last summer. And I left them up here because I knew I had this book I would like to use in the as a journal cover. However, it's so small, I may have to cut my paper too much, and I don't want to waste. Nope. I'll be darned, it'll fit. So we could use that. Oh my. Yeah, our Andy wasn't. He figured it out on his own. He was 3 and told us that how dumb did we think he was to believe that reindeer fly. And then when he lost his first tooth, he said, he came in, he said, Mom, I lost a tooth. And I said, well, we'll have to put it under your pillow. And the tooth fairy can come and get it. And he said, Mom, just put it wherever you're going to keep my teeth. I said, there's not a tooth fairy. Okay. And Jackson is really a hardcore believer. Very hardcore believer. At Christmas last year, Emerson barely brushed the side of the elf for the elf on the shelf. And he just magic elf, and now he can't go back. And I mean, he was devastated. And so he's still a hardcore believer. But Emerson's, it'll be fine, Jackson. It'll be fine. So she's not quite into, oh, I just went black. There we go. Yeah. I think Jackson will be that way if the kids start talking about it. I don't know that he'll argue with it. But I think he and Emerson will discuss it. And I have a feeling she'll be the one to bring the topic up. I know, Marty. Because Andy didn't. He was no fun at all. And he's still very matter of fact and that kind of stuff. So this is my journal I want to use. She Who Sows Bountifully. And it's a planner from 2019. I'd love to find another one like this. But I'm thinking if I take the threads out and redo the seam, and then this can maybe go up the middle of the seam, because I do like that tape. And then make this my new sewing journal. And I may put a lot of these pages in it. I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, I won't do that yet. That's maybe too boring. So I brought up all the stuff I'd been saving for a sewing journal, as well as some other stuff that won't go into a sewing journal, but will, I wanted to come up, like these tickets from Journey. This table is such a wreck. And then here are vintage, you know, the yarn and thimble, measuring tape, thread, scissors, and that kind of stuff. Oh, really, Marty? I don't think, well, Jackson. Well, there you go, Pam. That's one way to do it. See, Janet, I think Jackson would be that way. And he'd talk to his dad when she wasn't around. And here's some stuff I brought up, but I think it's all Christmas. Yeah, so we're just going to put that back, and I'll go put it in the Christmas decorations, which is a drawer in the hallway. Here is that journal I made from the Painty Papers and the Painty baby wipes and stuff. And then here's the doodle pins Margaret gave me, and I wanted to bring them back up. I have lots of these vintage button cards, and here's just some fabric I want to use in slow stitching. Here are two journals that I got that somebody else created, but oh, I can make this a sewing This says rather be sewing. So see, I could make a sewing journal out of this one. Oh, really, Marty? Isn't that cool? I want one of these license plates. Vote for fabric. Let's be social. Create and joy. And then here's just some of that when we made the fabric, those journals. And then here's this fabric that I thought I could cover a journal with. So I don't have to use that planner. At the thrift store, I didn't buy much. I bought some colored gravel for the fairy garden and a couple thin coloring books. But this would make a pretty journal cover. Or I could decoupage these ladies on some pages. And then here's some sewing charms I have, sewing machine charms. And an old sewing machine. And this is that ribbon Tanya and I bought when I got the Tim Holtz fabric. I want to use. I am going to send Steffi some stuff for all that journal stuff. So I'll share some of this with her. And then here's some with buttons. See, here's buttons I just wanted to bring up, and they're just different shape buttons, wooden buttons. But I wanted to bring them up, and if they spilt, I wanted it to be in here and not the box. The back of truck. There's an old metal zipper. Wouldn't that be fun up the spine and then dangles on it? I just thought of that. Yes, the fairy garden. I'll show you the stuff we've got for it. We'll have to film it in pieces. The guys are going to till it back up. And I want to plant some hostas and some other shade-loving plants. And then it'll be ready to go. I've got to space out all the things I want to do with Emerson, or she wants to do it all in 1 week like a kid does. And then what am I going to do? So I brought up that white fabric. I thought we would dye, and then she can fabric paint on it. Oh, please do, Janet. Thank you. Then I gonna let her fabric paint on it, and then I thought I'd make her a blanket. And then I have safety pins somewhere that I'm going to bead stuff on, and I want to let her help me for Selena. And so that's something we'll do. I've got waxes to make. So some of that I need to make early. Thank you, Janet. And then this is just a sewing series. It's a little book. As you can see, I haven't even gotten some of this out. But I really liked this sewing machine. And then this is an envelope I can use. And then these can be pages in my journal. So that'll be fun. And then I've got this I got when I got that rib with Tanya. I just went and put it straight in here. But I thought that would be pretty. This, I did the same. And like I said, I'll share some of this with Steffi. So Stephanie, if you're watching, you need to tell me what you for sure want, because I know you've got a lot anyway. And then I love these. Want this be neat as flips. So I thought this would be neat in there. I think Jen Wren is also doing the journal. So Jen, if you watch this, I'll share with you too, because you guys are so good about sharing with me. And then I've got these. Wouldn't that make a fun pocket? Or here, a fun pocket. And then Tanya gave me these sewing stamps. And here's a little house button. And these buttons. And an apple button. So, aren't they though, Marty? Oh, good. 163 out of 173. Good job, Timothy. Wow, and he already has the score. You already have the score. And then here's cards and stuff I've been collecting. That went in this. I just threw it all together. And he was doing end of the year testing, kindergarten testing. So I have these cards. Oh, that's neat. They're like pockets. They're for bridge. They're bridge cards. Well, those are fun. And there's another one. It's the same as those. Boy, I must have thought I was going to do a lot of those. Here's some decoupaged index card, library index cards that are sewing. I have just really been keeping my eye out. And then tracing wheel. And then I have more covered buttons I can cover. All of these from Selena. I brought some up here so I can have covered buttons and fabric that goes with it. And I mean, of course, I've got like doilies and those kind of things. And I've got other fabric that's from my that I used in my other journal that I'll use in this one. So anyway, and I'm thinking maybe I'll use this journal with and use it for like pattern ideas or that kind of stuff. I don't know. But I have lots more to put in it. Here's this. All of this. Here's some more button covers. I think that box. Here's some more patterns. Got this lacy handkerchief I can use. And then I have these work baskets that might have something in it. They also have patterns and stuff for crocheting, so I may not want to use them all. I mean, this house, as we know, is a treasure trove for all of this stuff. And it's a way for me to save it. See, look at all this tracing paper. I brought up colored tracing paper from Selena's. So I'm going to stick those in there. Some of this stuff, I don't even know what's in here. No. Your house is 120. Look, oh, look at all these sewing die cuts. So I've got all these sewing machine die cuts. So this is going to be a fun journal to work on while I'm cleaning up the upstairs. If I have time, I will have. See if I can get all these back in there. My body won't let me work up there 24/7, although I will admit I will try. So if somebody else is working on a sewing journal, you know me, I'm always willing to share. Isn't it hard to let that baby grow up? That's us with Emerson. And then I also have all this I can use in it. As fun pages or, you know, cutouts. You got a sewing journal from Zena. I know, take it a bite at a time. And then here's bathing suit patterns. So this could end up as a 5 signature journal. And if that happens, I'm going to have Paint Girly help me with that spine. Oh, Pam, I'm with you there. Jackson and Emerson are both cuddlers. And since I've been gone and I'm now back, Nikki said to be prepared. She's going to be glued to me at the hip. And I agree. See, this will go in that too. And then I've got a vintage suitcase. I've been keeping it all in. And I've got more of this stuff. And more. Oh, I'm finding pockets with some stuff in it. And these little banner things. So I think I have enough for a journal. I think you're right, Marty. I think I'm going to make it really thick. Oh, good idea, Pam. That's one thing that we have to get used to here too is the gravel road. Some people call it the rock road, gravel road, but I get a lot of dust because I'm right here on this corner. We had somebody come and clean it so that, you know, it sat for 4 months. And I was not impressed with her job. But it still was better than it would have been if we hadn't, is what I tell myself. So, I guess I'll not complain too much, but the cars need rinsing off quite often. Now we have a high pressure washer down at Andy's, and Greg is not one to take our vehicles to the car wash just because we have the stuff here on the farm. And they get dirty so quickly, Janet, don't they? Shoot, Pam will have her car all sparkling, and in 2 days they'll need it again, or it'll rain. It's crazy. Well, I'm going to move these to the side. Do you guys want an as I go video from doing the upstairs? Marty, and my Andy was too. In fact, he came home the first day of 6th grade. And that's the oldest in the elementary school. And well, no, he came to my room. He didn't even wait till he was home. He was upset. And Freddie doesn't help. Oh, Janet, come on. And he said, so now that we're at school, you're not going to talk to me? Well, I was thinking he wouldn't want me to talk to him. He said, every time I saw you, I squeezed your hand. Okay, I'm sorry. I said, when did you squeeze my hand? He said, you were standing right outside the bathroom. Hi, Jasper. How are you, my friend? I'm not going to do those pages yet. I just remembered that I don't know the size of the journal. So we'll do some fussy cutting. And I said, honey, where was I? He said, outside the bathroom waiting. Okay. Oh, that's no trouble at all, Janet. He said, you were standing outside the bathroom waiting on your kids. I said, honey, I don't know who all my kids are yet. I have to continually count and watch. You're done with my bracelet already, Jasper? Oh, I'm so excited. So, needless to say, from then on, I saw 6th graders going by. I mean, there's only 2 classes and I had them all. So it's not like I didn't know when they were going by. And I can't talk in fussy cut. So we're just going to do this way. And these I'm not going to totally cut fussy cut. But I would speak to him then. But yeah, he had no problem. And at lunch, I was to go over and say hi if I was on duty. Marty. Oh, Jasper, I am sure it is gorgeous. Don't you worry about that. So anyway, he was in a class of 11 teachers' kids. And it was super good class. And I don't know that any of them were embarrassed by their parents. They just were good kids. One of his best friends was the high school principal's son. So, and everybody knows everybody, in this little big town. Andes are awesome. He just posted the desk he made for the upstairs. He works from home, I think I've said before. And so he made him a L-shaped desk. And it's really cool. I'm really glad he enjoys the woodworking because that will give him a hobby for life. When the weather's bad and or it's raining or whatever in Missouri, the saying is, if you don't like the weather, wait a minute. That's Missouri. It's Florida too. Could be sun shining and all of a sudden it's raining. But he really does enjoy it. I have a over 100-year-old drop leaf table that I want to use for a cutting table, but it's way too low. So I'm wanting to put it on a wood block and raise it up for me. So I am going to, I sent him a picture, but sometime when he's not in a hurry picking up him to go someplace else, I'm going to really talk to him about it. I ask for those kind of things instead of pay for watching Emerson, because you know that's such a hard job. And I'm going to watch Emerson regardless. Her mom works from home now 2 days a week, and she's going to see about going 4 days a week because the kids leave her alone now. You know, they're at that age where they don't have to be with mom all the time. And so I don't know how much they'll be up here. They'll be up here, no doubt. But I want them to be up here some. I have snacks from the grocery store yesterday. They'll be up here. Awesome. Marty, that's cool. I've seen his art that you've shared on Facebook. He is a great artist. And I think you've shown some of his pictures. I'm not sure. He must have gotten his creativity from his mama and daddy. Sounds like dad's pretty creative too. That's right, Lori. You have snacks, they'll come. Or they stop in and grab and go. That's Jackson. But I have informed them. Hi, Barbara. I have informed them that the bakery is not happening this summer. I've gained way too much weight. And I have got to get a hold on it for my health. So I told them we'll have snacks and stuff like that. And Nana's going to bake, but we're not having something. When you eat the last cookie, don't be telling Nana to start cooking again. Can't happen. Nana's not doing that. I just can't. Goodness be. I bought cookies yesterday at Walmart. They were from their bakery. They weren't store-bought. They're what I call bakery bought. And I'm going to make a sugar-free chocolate pie. So out of graham crust pie shell. It's not like they're going to want for anything. Emerson doesn't eat it. She would rather have fruit. She'll go in there when she's here and get a banana or an apple or loves fresh pineapple and strawberries, any kind of fruit. Melon, oh, she can eat a cantaloupe all herself. So I was going to buy pineapple, but I don't even know how to tell if a pineapple's fresh. I always bought it already cut up. But Andy's going to save the top of one of the pineapples and we're going to plant it. We'll have to plant it in a pot so that it can come inside at wintertime. I'm trying to fussy cut these little holes, and I'm not doing a very good job of it. But that's what distress ink is for. So I will do a process. I'll take pictures as we go along upstairs. I'll take pictures as we go along on the fairy garden, which that's not going to take long once we stop. That'll probably be an all-day adventure till we start adding stuff. And then you guys can watch the progress. So Barbara, how's Canada? Is it still sitting there? I hope you're getting our decent weather. It's gorgeous here. Well, doesn't that make a pretty pincushion? They just took one of those spools. Okay, thank you, Barbara. Yes, good question, Gail. Hi, Selena, my lovely friend. Are you working in the shop today? Selena is from Amore Fabriques. Hi, Pickles. Be a pineapple and wear a crown. Yes. Emerson brought home a crown yesterday because she got to celebrate her her summer birthday at school. And looking in this way. No, I'm not. I'm waiting for you to come up and help, Selena. Going to move upstairs. Oh, good, Pam. Hi, Carol. So I kind of just came in, but Emerson is so excited about that fairy garden. Thank you for sending all that stuff to her. She has it all in a basket and she is so ready. She emptied up my coolers for me. Thanks for dropping in, Carol. I appreciate you doing the thumbs up for me. Barbara, I'm so glad you're safe. That had to have been awful. I'm going to start upstairs and I'm going to get it cleaned up, and then Emerson and I are going to move all of this stuff in the living room upstairs and get it out of here. So that's the first project. Oh, is that where Devin lives? Oh, I didn't realize it was so close to her. What Providence was it in, Barbara? Is that the same Providence that it was it close to Ontario where Shannon is? Art Junkie? Oh, it was out west. Okay, they're out east. Gotcha. Thank you, Gail. Oh, lovely errands. That's what I did yesterday. I got my groceries. Guess you guys want to see something besides scrap paper, don't you? Oh, I'm so thankful for these. The sewing printouts. I can't think what to call them. I know there's a name for them when you have them all printed off, but I can't think of the name. This is going to be a fun journal to work on. Well, at least you don't have snow on the ground. I'm going to go walk before it gets too hot. Manitoba, Gail. Okay. Oh, I froze up, or did I just sit still for a minute? I came home to all my windows opened, and it was wonderful till I had to start wiping everything off from the dust flying in. That's right, Barbara. And I am not a fussy cutting fool. Jasper needs these to fussy cut. She likes to fussy cut. Bye, Gail. Be careful getting those groceries. It's peoply out there. Greg stepped in. I'd tell him to say hello to Selena. Oh, good, Gail. I'm going to hold off on that one when I'm not talking. That's just like my sewing table that I'm using that Jackson redid the top of. He's going to be like your Andy, Marty. Dad's teaching him this, how to do stuff. Then I'm going to coffee dye these. I'll have to make some coffee dye. I left my other down south. That's right, Marty. Go Jackson. I have his cardboard box still under this table. He loves a glue gun. Hi, Sherry. How are you? We were just talking about the fire in Canada. I'm kind of behind times because we were traveling. I wanted to show you. I'm tired of cutting out. That's why I don't like to fussy cut. Remember when Lori was showing us how to make this envelope pocket thing? I've got to find some more envelopes, which there may be some in the den. I don't know. I'll go look. But this is what I put all of my acrylic stamps in. And I was just reading the chat. I'm going to make some more of these. Lori, these are so handy. And it was so handy to be able to bring them back and forth. And I have some more acrylic stamps and ephemeral stuff I want to put in it. So thank you for this idea. Oh, of pencil crayons. Yes. That's what Emerson and I've got here. I didn't bring up the Prism colored pencils. I thought she and I just worked with hers. I do too, Lori. They're very handy. If I had another one, I could take that, all my acrylics back and forth. Acrylic stamps. I'd have something for these sewing journals. See if I've got a paper clip. Nope, I don't. Well, I might, but I wouldn't be able to find it. Used to be the boys. Got a few days on them, do they? I don't have any tips. Push hard on them. I sharpen them like a regular pencil. If this has pockets, nope. Well, I'll have to put these in an envelope or something before my girl gets back home, because it'll be a mess if not, and I won't have them. I'm gonna put them here in my sewing box for now. Oh, that would be cool. Oh, here's some more sewing fabric. Imagine that, y'all. I've got this, a little bit of this, these girls, buttons and pin cushions. I am going to be so set for my journal. More buttons, thimbles, pins. We are going to have a thick journal. That's going to be so fun. Fussy cutting, hee hee. Yes, Jasper. You want me to mail it all to you and you can fussy cut it and then mail it all back? Fabric at Kathy's house. Now I'm going, well, even though I'm moving upstairs, I'm going to keep my fabric and yarn all behind these glass doors. And I'll have more doors when I get this end cleaned out, because it'll keep it cleaner. I'll take my sewing machine upstairs, but Emerson said, so we're going to have to go up and down those stairs to get fabric. I said, yes, we are. Oh, look here. Oh, this is all from Selena's house. This is stuff my dear friend gave me. Oh, and there's the kids' bracelets. I wondered what I did with, no. What is this? Oh, yes. These were stuff I took out of my drawer I've collected. But won't these be cute on that metal zipper? It's not this one, but it's a bigger one. But you know, I can tie stuff to these and put them on the edge. I've got some of this silver thread. Some of this came from Selena's. And here's a fabric tape measure. Another zipper. That can be a charm in there. Some more fabric. Tag. Oh, look at these little dolls. I'm getting really excited about this journal. I've got enough 4 or 5 journals. Here's some more covered buttons. Trim. Stuff I fussy cutted. Some scraps. Here's buttons from Janet. She stamped for me. I've got some in my other journal. Here's a button. So those will all go in that journal. Well, Emerson will be back. She's dying to video. So I have a feeling there'll be an impromptu video, Barbara, that we'll have to do. She is thinking of all sorts of things. I told her, you want some jokes. Oh, I don't know if Pam has fabric or not, Marty. She may have sewn it all up while her hubby was home. So there's more goodies. I'll tell her. She'll probably want to come on tonight. No, I won't have her tonight. I don't think. I think they've got shooting sports tonight. But if Jackson comes back home with another migraine, I don't know that he'll be going. Oh, Pam, do you ever have too much? Well, while I'm working on the room upstairs, Pam, you can work on your room, and then we can show all the fabric. Okay, Janet, I'll see. It depends on if she's here. If not, we'll come on one day this week. Thursday night, she's got dance, and then Saturday, she's got 2 recitals, and we will be there Saturday. We won't stay for the second one. They're the same. But we can, well, you guys know how long she lasts, so. But you guys can ask her about school. She can now read the chat, which is fun. I was watching Lori's impromptu video yesterday, and she was reading the chat to me. She's quite the little reader. Oh, yes, you better, Barbara. I will post it. Maybe I'll post it on some Facebooks, and Barbara message you when I do it. Because she'll hate it if her joke friend. She wanted to know how her fans were. Yes, she'll have to behave. But she'll read it out loud so you'll know. But you behave anyway. You don't put anything she can't read. Thank you, Marty. I'm going to get going too. I really want to get upstairs and get, it's really hard to put away when I know I'm going to move it, but yet I know I've got to put it in something to move it. But you have a lovely day, Marty. And I hope that she shed gets finished. I can message you. I'll email you, Barbara. I can't put it on my community site. Maybe I can have, I use an iPad and an iPad won't let me do that. At least I don't know how to do that. Well, you all have a lovely day. I'm going to get busy here and get stuff done and go take a video of what the upstairs looks like right now. Yeah, beware there. Talk to you later. Thank you all for stopping by. I hope y'all have a lovely, lovely day. And to all of you, remember, you have a purpose. You're welcome, Janet. Bye-bye, Barbara. I hope everybody will like and subscribe. Replayers, thanks for coming by. I appreciate you all. Have a lovely day. I don't think so, Janet.